Hey everybody, it's Joy from joyslife.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little wax paper bags. I'm just using wax paper that I already had in my kitchen. Let me show you how to do it. A couple of years ago my mother-in-law bought too much wax paper at the local wholesale store, so she asked me if I wanted a box, and I said yes, of course. I'm still working on getting rid of this box, okay? It's great to have it on hand, but I've really got more than I can use in the kitchen. So let's get that out of the way. What we're going to do is just use a piece of wax paper. It doesn't really matter what size you have because the bags that you make are going to be bags that are going to fit your specific need. So right now what I'm going to do is take the bag, and then I'm not going to take the bag, I'm going to take the wax paper and I'm just going to cut it to a size. So I'm going to cut this one to 4 inches. Alright, so now what I have is like a little book, just like that. And that's what we're going to go for while we're getting started. That's what you're looking for. So try to make that. Very simple. And this is how it's going to end up after we do a few cuts to it. So you have your book, and then we're going to make some little changes to it. I hope that doesn't look too confusing. This is what we're going for, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to cut a little bit off of the edge. Okay, so let's do that. I like to cut about 1/4 of an inch or even 1/2 an inch. And we're doing that because we're going to fold a piece over onto it, and it helps it fold a little bit easier. So now we're folding. Very simple. I mean, really just fold it. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a bag. Alright, mine's not perfect. Don't worry about it. So that part is folded. Now you can unfold it. And it's going to look like that template that I just showed you. Okay, so we've got that one fold down. Now the next thing we're going to do is to make a little diagonal cut from here about 1/4 of an inch in, or 1/2 an inch, whatever you like. Okay, so we did that, and you see how it's coming along? They're starting to look alike. So there they are together. Now I bet you can tell what we're going to do next. We're just going to cut this piece off from the top of that diagonal line that you just cut to the end. Alright, you don't need a trimmer for this. You can use scissors. I'm going to use my trimmer. Alright, and don't go past that little line. If you don't go far enough, that's okay. Just clip it off with a pair of scissors. Okay. Ta-da! Yay! Alright, now we have that part. And so I think you can see how this is going to start to come together. Let's fold this end up. And the reason you cut out that little piece that we cut was to keep it from getting bulky, so your bag looks nice. You see how that piece gets all bulky looking and everything? That's kind of yuck. So you can leave it in. I mean, there's no rule. You can do it any way you want. But I'm going to cut the corner off just to make it a little bit neater. Yours might look a lot better because you're not trying to work around a camera here. But you get the idea. We're going to fold that in. Then we're folding. Oops. Looking a little messy. Alright. Fold that in, fold that in. And now all we need to do is glue it. And we're going to have this great bag. And see, mine opens like that. But you can have a short bag. Let me show you my short one. See, you can have a little bag like this. Here's the one we're currently working on, and it's pretty long. But you can make this little one, and I just stamped using the It's All Fall Puns stamp set. And that one is just being released on joyslife.com. But now I'm just going to open that up and drop these little, I love these things because they work so well in crafting, these little nuggets, Hershey nuggets. So you could just drop these in and you have a quick little treat. Whoops, if you can hang on to it. And try not to eat it. I tell you what, I started with more than I ended with because I've eaten a bunch of these. Dangerous to keep candy in the craft room. Okay, so now you have a little gift, a little something to gobble, and that's just ready to give anybody. And so you can fold it over and give it, and put baker's twine up there and make it look cute, or a bow or anything, or just give it like it is. It's totally fine. It's up to you. That's what I like about this. The bag is easy to make. You make it to fit your need, and it's great. I mean, just to keep them on hand, to use them for so many things. Okay, let's glue this. Now I'm just using a liquid glue. You should use a liquid glue for this. I tried some other things, but I think liquid works best. I'm using the best glue ever. Is it? I don't know, but it's a good glue. I can tell you that. I've used it for all the bags that I've made, and they work really well. This glue does. So don't worry about being perfect. This glue is not going to show. All right, so just draw crazy. And I'm running out of it, so there we go. All right. You know how I love to over glue and over glue dot. So don't expect anything less on this project. I'm a glue maniac. Look at that. You have a cute bag. Now, if you make this line a little less wide, you know, when we cut it off and everything, like back here, don't make it so wide and it won't show as much. Okay? So you can make it thinner or thicker. If it doesn't bother you, then what difference does it make, you know? It's a bag. So there we go. And this glue dries really fast, actually. Let me get that lid back on it. But now you'll have this cute little bag, and you can decorate it any way you want. Just think you could put a cookie in it or something like that. Let's stamp on it, because I want to show you. Wax paper can be stamped on. Isn't that cool? So why don't we use this dog? I think this is so cute. Let me show you what I made using this little guy. Well, first let's stamp with it, because I want to show you what I used. I used that VersaFine again. I really like this ink. It's good. And it dries pretty quickly, which is something that you want, because you can't stamp on these things on the wax paper and then walk off to the school or to your friend's house with it freshly inked. And the reason is, I want to make sure I've got this down while I'm not really looking. There we go. Cute. Okay, the reason is they'll smear, okay? So that's not dry yet. Even though this is a quick drying ink, it's not that fast, okay? It's not immediate. It's just faster than some. So, like with this one, I did this a few hours ago, and it's totally on there. But, oh, I hate to even do this. Let me just show you. We'll zoom in for it. Are you ready for the sadness? It smears. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Does that kill you? Look. Oh, well, it's ruined now. All right, so ink will smear on the wax paper. Let it dry. Let it dry. Don't do this. Also, it will bleed. You see that? Now we have a dog on the inside. We don't always want a dog on the inside. So what you might do is get a scrap piece of paper, like this one. It's just something I had sitting around. Shove it in there, and then do your inking. As a matter of fact, you do not, I am pointing, do not want to ink without some paper or something behind your wax paper directly onto a table, or it will make this impression straight through to your table. Don't ask how I know. Forget it, I'll tell you. I did it earlier. All right, let me show you how this could look super cute when you haven't smeared it all up. Oh, he's so cute. All right, here's another idea for making these little bags. I used washi tape. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like a thin rice tape, and it's papery. Let me see let me try to peel it up some so I can show you. Okay, see, it's pretty thin stuff. You can see through it. It's pretty popular in crafting. It's simple to use. All you do is just stick it down like tape. And by the way, if you don't have any liquid glue, then you can just use tape like this, decorative tape, and tape around the edges, okay? That's not glued, and this is going to stay together just fine. Look, can you see that dog imprint? You know why that happened, because I didn't put something in between the layers before I stamped. So, this is still cute though. But I wanted to show you, just to add some extra color, I just stuck some paper in the middle, and that's how it would look without it. So you can add a gift card or anything. Here, I'm not even going to try to stick that back in, or anything in there. And don't get rid of all of your decorative scissors, okay? Because that is what I used. It's hard to paper punch on this wax paper. What if I had ink on my fingers and I inked up the edge? So sad! We'll pretend like we don't see that. Okay, but keep your decorative scissors. I almost threw all of mine out because I thought, oh, I've got die cutters and stuff. I'm never going to need this again. But let me show you. You need it. Let's use them real quick. Okay, here we are cutting wax paper. Well, that didn't go that well because I tried to be fancy. All right, if you take your time, you can do a nice cut with decorative scissors. What you can't do very well is punch it. Here's this new punch I just had to have. I bought that. If you get my newsletter, then you know that this is one of my favorite things that I bought last week. It is a postage stamp punch. And I do like it, okay, but it doesn't punch wax paper very well. These kinds of punches, and this one's by EK Success, I believe. I like this punch. But they're really, see, they don't like wax paper, so don't abuse them, okay? Don't use them on wax paper. What they do work well with is regular paper, and that's what I used. Oh, I'm dumping all my stuff out over here. That's what I used on this. That's that EK Success punch. So it punches paper just fine, does not punch wax paper just fine. Use decorative scissors for the wax paper. Now, I thought this was kind of cute. Use the washi tape there. That's a cutie pie one. I really like that one. It's this. And I'll put a link to where I got that on joyslife.com. But with this one, I used one of my Tag Your It stamps from Tag Your It sets. I have a Tag Your It 1 and Tag Your It 2. And I can't remember which one this is from, so I'll try. But you can say, wishing you happiness beyond measure. It can be a measurement. And you can make like a little kit, a little sewing kit for somebody. And this is just a tiny bag, like we just made the big one. Or you could do measure being music. Now let me show you a music gift that I did. And that I have that stamp in one of the Tag Your It sets. Okay, you could also do this. I tuned in to wish you a harmonious day, and then give an iTunes gift card. And see, that's a cute way to kind of hide it. They can still see what they're going to get, but it's not, here's the card, you know. So there's my little iTunes thing. Yes, I used that one already. We're not giving, this is just for display purposes, okay? I needed it. I had to buy some things for my game. I play Smurfs on my iPod. I know. Okay, well anyway, you can do cute little things like that's decorative cutting up there just using the scissors. And then I used a hole punch to punch the little things, and that's just yarn. Okay, you can use baker's twine if you have that. If not, they've got yarn at every craft store. You can find it anywhere, Walmart or anything. So just use things you have on hand. Now let me show you. Oh, I thought this was cute. Put a cookie in here or give a nice card. Let me show you. I made this card a few years ago. I made several of them, so this is an extra that I had to invite everyone to Thanksgiving, not Halloween. And so it's a pretty special card to me. It took me a while to make. It was one of the early things that I made using my Cricut. And if I was going to give this to someone, I could always make a special little wax paper thing to give it. If it's just for family and you're going to deliver it by hand, and you can put it in there. And that's from the new stamp set, It's All Fall, that I have. Just stamp Happy Thanksgiving and give that to someone to invite them to dinner. I thought that was kind of nice. It protects your card and it makes it a little bit more special. You could do some decorative things or, you know, lots of other stuff. That's just a basic idea. Then, I had so much fun. Okay, I made this one. This is from Tag Your It, one of the Tag Your It sets. And washi tape again, just going all the way around. It's from that roll. So cute. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was really super fun. I used my crimper, which I had to have and like never used. Let me show you how that works. It's so cute. Okay, this freaky looking thing is a crimper. And the way it works is it doesn't open much, but you open it, see that? That's as much as it opens. You open it up and you stick your paper, in this case wax paper, in between the two little things. You close it up, it's simple, and then you just roll it through. And then you end up with that. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love that. If you use it on paper, you can make crinkle paper. But all I did here was what you just saw, and then just simply decorated it. Now we could use our, oh, I'm knocking stuff down, aren't I? Anyway, we could use the scissors and cut the top, and then, you know, take your time better than that. You can make an actual cut. All right. For demonstration purposes, there we go. So just go ahead and cut that, and there you go. You have a cute little bag. Well, not anymore like that, but you get the general idea. It can be very simple or very complicated, or however you want to craft is just fine. And so I know I showed you this, but the technique for this is the same as using the wax paper. Okay, I just used some leftovers to make that, and it's a perfect little holder. You could put a gift card in there, make it longer, and make a long gift card holder. Put it inside a card, whatever. You know, use it on a scrapbook page, make it tiny, have it hold tickets to your movie or whatever memorable concert or thing that you've gone to. Well, that's my idea for using wax paper in a new, crafty, constructive way. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make bags out of wax paper, and I hope you'll come and see me at joyslife.com. Bye!